All right, let's dive into one of the trickiest parts of the Cambridge B2 first exam. If you've ever looked at that reading and use of English paper and just felt completely overwhelmed, well, you've come to the right place. We are going to crack this thing wide open.
I mean, it's a beast, right? You've got 7 different parts, and they only give you 75 minutes to get through it all. It's this massive race against the clock that tests your grammar, your vocab, your reading, everything at once. So yeah, it's totally normal to look at it and just think, where do I start?
And the stakes, they're really high. Get this. This one paper is worth a whopping 40% of your entire B2 first exam mark. That is huge. It's more than any other section. So, mastering this isn't just a good idea. It's absolutely crucial if you want to pass.
But here's the good news. A big challenge always means a big opportunity. And with the right game plan, the right strategy, you can turn this paper from something you dread into your biggest strength.
So, let's start at the beginning and build a really solid foundation. First up, we're going to decode this thing. Break it down into its core parts. Once you understand the structure, conquering it becomes so much easier.
The most important thing to get your head around is that this is basically 2 tests smashed into one. You've got parts 2, 3, and 4, which are the use of English section. That's a pure test of your grammar and vocabulary. Then you've got parts 1, 5, 6, and 7, which is all about reading comprehension. Just knowing that difference helps you switch your brain into the right gear.
Okay, now let's get into the nitty-gritty, starting with that use of English section. The best way to think about these parts is like a series of puzzles. Every single answer is a logical piece that will fit if you just know how to look for it.
First up, we have part 2, the open-close. This one can feel really tough because you get a text with 8 gaps and no options. No multiple choice. You literally have to pull the word out of your own brain, relying completely on your grammar knowledge. Things like prepositions, articles, that kind of stuff.
So the strategy here is all about being methodical. First, just skim the whole text to get the general vibe. Then, zoom in on the words right before and right after each gap. That's where the clues are hiding. And finally, when you think you're done, read it all one last time to make sure it actually flows and sounds right.
Next, we've got part 3, which is all about word formation. Here, they give you a base word for each gap, and your job is to change it. You've got to transform it so it fits perfectly into the sentence, both grammatically and in meaning.
And the tools you're going to use for this are prefixes and suffixes. Think of yourself as a kind of word architect. You can add a prefix like un to make something negative, or a suffix like meant to turn a verb into a noun. You just have to figure out, okay, do I need a noun here, an adjective, and then build the exact word you need.
Okay, deep breath, because now we're talking about what a lot of people think is the hardest, but also the most important part. Part 4. This is all about paraphrasing. You have to rewrite a sentence using a keyword they give you, but the meaning has to stay exactly the same.
And why is it so important? Well, because every correct answer here is worth 2 marks. That's double the points you get in parts 1, 2, and 3. Doing well in part 4 can give your score a massive boost.
Now, the rules for this part are super strict, so you have to pay attention. You can only use between 2 and 5 words. You must use the keyword they give you, and you can't change it. The new sentence has to mean the exact same thing. And remember this little trap. Contractions like don't count as 2 words. Don't let these simple rules catch you out. All right, let's switch gears. We've wrestled with the grammar puzzles. Now it's time to go on some reading missions. These tasks are all about how you pull information out of different kinds of texts.
It's really helpful to know what kind of reading you're doing. For parts 1, 5, and 7, you're basically reading for detail. You're a detective looking for specific facts. But for part 6, it's totally different. You're reading for structure.
trying to understand how the writer built the text and connected the ideas.
So, Part 5 gives you a long text and 6 multiple-choice questions. And just like Part 4, these are worth 2 marks each. The real challenge here isn't just finding the right answer, it's avoiding the 3 other options, the distractors that are specifically designed to trick you.
The absolute best way to tackle this is to slow down, read the questions, but, and this is key, completely ignore the A, B, C, and D options. Seriously, cover them with your hand. Go back to the text and find the answer for yourself first. Then, and only then, look at the options and find the one that matches what you already figured out. This stops those tricky distractors from messing with your head.
Now for Part 6. The gapped text. This is the one where they give you a text with 6 sentences taken out. Your job is to be a text surgeon and put them all back in the right place. Oh, and they give you an extra sentence you don't need, just to make it interesting.
To succeed here, it's all about flow and connection. Read the main text first so you get the topic of each paragraph. Then, look closely at the sentences they took out. Look for little clues, pronouns like it or they, or linking words like however or therefore. Those little words are like signposts telling you exactly where each sentence belongs.
And finally, we get to Part 7, multiple matching. You have 10 questions and a few short texts. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to match each question to the right bit of text. This one is all about being fast and accurate.
The number one mistake people make here is reading the texts again and again for every single question. But listen to your teacher from Germany. It's all about efficiency. The smartest way to do this is to read the first section of text, then go through all 10 questions and see which ones you can answer. Then move to the next section and do the same thing. You'll save yourself so much time. Okay, wow, we have broken down every single part of this exam. So now, let's put it all together. What's your game plan going to be on the big day? Well, you've actually got some choices.
See, there's no one right way to do the exam. Some people like to do the long reading parts first, while their brain is still fresh. Others go straight for those high-value 2-mark questions in parts 4 and 5 to get points on the board early. The best strategy is the one that works for you. So try them out and see what feels best.
So there you go. You've got the structure, the strategies, and the mindset you need to turn this paper from a weakness into a real strength. You have the blueprint for success. So the only question left is, which part are you going to master first?